Moniece Slaughter details tension between her and Chrisean Rock while interviewing Blueface.
I want to choose my words very carefully, respectfully, wisely, mindfully, thoughtfully. First and foremost, that is not my podcast. I was a guest. First off. Second of all, the interview was supposed to be last week, Monday. Allegedly, they had a and Zeus wanted to film some stuff. And so they wanted to reschedule. So they rescheduled for this week, Monday. But this is my week with my son. So I had to hire childcare. So I show up on time, 7 p.m. on Monday. At 8:30 or 8:45, they tell me and the other young woman that that Blue's not coming. Now, mind you, the first 2 Mondays that we were told this interview was going to be on, Chrisean wasn't, from what we were told, going to be there. So Monday night, I drove all the way from Calabasas to downtown, and Blue didn't come. Apparently, they'd had enough. So he wasn't going to be able to make it. So, the team asked me what time I was available. So I said, well, I could either do 7:30 or 9. My son has practice from 7:30 to 9. So I can either pick him up from school at 3:30, go home, get myself ready, drop him off to practice, and have the nanny pick him up, and I can come straight downtown from dropping him off. Or I can pick him up from school, get him ready, get him to practice, and stay at practice. And then essentially same thing, but I'll just stay at practice a little bit longer, which I stay at practice when it's my week, when I take him to practice. So they said, well, if we tell them 9 o'clock, and he said, well, now he's bringing Chrisean. And I said, oh, brother, okay. So I didn't know what to expect. Yeah, so I was just like, okay, all right, cool. So that caused a for me, just because I've been so isolated. I didn't know what version we were going to get. I didn't know how things were going to go. She's known to be a firecracker. I'm a firecracker. She's pregnant. So I just was like, oh, okay, that's a lot of pressure to have to control my mouth and my temper, should things go left. So I say, we'll set the time for 7:30. And they're like, cool, because if we tell them 9 and they're late, we don't want to start late. If we tell them 7:30 and then they don't show up till 9, same thing. So I was like, all right. So I didn't even leave my house till 7:30. I got there at like 8:15. 9:30, they walk in the door. Now, mind you, what nobody knows is my management and I had almost had a fist literally 5 minutes before they walked in the door. So you have last week Monday where I made arrangements and they canceled. Then, or he wasn't able to make it. Then you had this Monday, I make all these concessions as a mom. I get all the way down there. And then after almost 2 hours of waiting, Blue's not coming. So we need to reschedule. Tuesday rolls around. Me and my management almost get into a whole physical altercation. 5 minutes before they get there, almost 2 hours late. Then they get there and the energy is just, everybody's energy was off. The host was nervous. I was on edge from what had just happened with my team. She was tired. Chrisean said she was tired. She wasn't feeling well. They'd been working all day. So when she made the comment about us talking too much, I heard it. But what did anyone expect me to do? Like, At this point, they've both confirmed she's pregnant. So I just kept talking and hoped that the energy would shift. I was there to do a job, which was be interviewed, and I did that. I answered the questions as they were asked to me by the host. As far as Blueface's mom being on the internet talking about Chrisean should have smashed me because there's no way she would have let another woman chastise her through her man. No one was chastising Chrisean. The host asked me a question and I asked the question. What about this being a fucking podcast and people having healthy, respectful dialogue is so hard for people to grip? I don't fucking get it. It's a podcast.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
A fucking podcast. Chrisean was able to push through not feeling well, being tired. I was able to push through whatever the fuck had happened with my management, already irritated by the lack of consideration. There's no consideration for anybody else on this panel. Another girl had a flight. So yeah, even if what happened with me and my management hadn't happened, I still had every right to feel some type of way or have low energy. But you know how sometimes when people come in and it's like, damn, my bad. My bad, guys, for being almost 2 hours late. My bad for canceling twice. I know everybody has, businesses and kids or whatever. Like, my bad. There was just no care, consideration for anybody. But at the end, Chrisean and I hugged. Like, there was no... She didn't direct anything towards me. She didn't look me in my face and say anything slick. She was talking to her team, I guess. That was an indirect sub. There was no name on it, so I didn't address it. I kept on going with maturity, professionalism, and grace. That clip that y'all saw was me answering a question that was asked to me, and I went after Chrisean. The host asked her about self-control first, accountability first. I was last to answer. I was last to even be asked the question. So I don't know why y'all thought that was my podcast. It's not. I'm not the interviewer. Nobody was going to smash a fucking thing. And there was no reason to. And this why I be at home and don't do shit. I'm about to be 36. Now, it would be different if she looked me in my face, put a name on it, stood up, and squared up, then that would be something different. Then I would have handled my shit. I would have done my big one, but it was not that. Now this man mama on the internet talking about she should have spent like... I know families feud and nobody wins when the family fights and all this stuff, but like, girl, I don't even want to say what I really want to say because I just don't like. And it's, you know what I think too? I think low-key my feelings are kind of hurt too, because whenever I see something going on with this family and it's attacking the mom and the sister and all this, like, I be feeling bad, like bad, and then you're gonna turn around and say she should have smashed me.
Thanks for tuning in to 9 Mag TV.